What's going on? I'm back with another review, and this time it's going to be on 1883. Now, look, I haven't watched Yellowstone. I know it was popular. I know a lot of people watched it. I just wasn't one of them. It just wasn't on my radar of things to watch. So maybe I will start to check it out after watching this show. But since it's the prequel, I figured I could maybe get into it. So I watched the first 4 episodes that I had available, and I'm going to tell you what I think. First and foremost, this is crazy, but I don't recognize any of these people in the show. I feel like I should. I should recognize Faith Hill. I didn't. I was just looking up the cast, and I'm like, that's Billy Bob Thornton, like plays this old sheriff, I guess, lawman. Didn't recognize him in the least bit. Definitely didn't recognize Tim McGraw as being the look. And I grew up listening to Faith Hill, Tim McGraw. Like Tim McGraw was my jam back in the late '90s. So I don't know. I guess they just don't stay in my active space to recognize them. But I will say, for Paramount Plus, this show is, man, got a lot happening. There's a lot happening. It kicks off the jump with a lot of action and trying to build a storyline. Like, I felt pretty immediately for this character here off the jump. James Dutton here. I felt like immediately like he understands a little bit of this guy's story. Like he just wants to get from A to B. He doesn't care who's in the way. And man, when I say there's lawlessness, holy shit, is there lawlessness in this town? And then you stop and think like, what are we going through? It ain't nothing compared to what these people were going through. Like the Oregon Trail, man, it's rough. It is rough. And then you've got like the Isabel May, Miss Elsa Dutton, just so prim and proper. Man, come on. Place the worst in the Wild West. The bandits, just murderous behavior all over the place. It's crazy. I'm going to say this, though. My favorite character so far on the show is Thomas. I like Thomas. I don't know who LaMonica Garrett is. It is an interesting name, LaMonica Garrett. But let me tell you, I've never seen, if I do have seen him in something, I wouldn't even know. Who's he known for? Deputy Sheriff Kane and Sons of Anarchy. I watched that. I don't recognize him from that. John and Primal. Yeah, I just didn't really watch these shows, I guess. But I will say this. I like this guy. I like his character the best. I don't know. He's got something about him that like encompasses, I think, everything about what's happening in the show in one character. I think that's Thomas. I think he understands the Duttons side of things, like where they're going, why they're going there. I think he understands a little bit of Sam Elliott's character. I think he understands the immigrants that are trying to make it across. I think he just represents the show the best to me. And I think people might get disagreements on this, that Sam Elliott's character, look, he looks like an old rancher, just, no bullshit. We're getting A to B. He's a freaking cowboy. Sam Elliott is an old ass cowboy in the show. I respect that. I just think Thomas encompasses everything about the show. I like every scene that he's in. I like the way that he handles himself in all the situations. He's harsh but fair. I don't know. I like it. So far, I would say that, I would give the show a definite watch. If you're into Westerns, especially, I think it's told pretty well. I think that the overall portrayal of what they're going through is told very well. And I think the actors all do a great job of encompassing their characters. The other fun character there is the other cowboy there, James Lance. He's a little fun guy. I like him. I like everybody. So far, I enjoy the show. It's a little bit rough around the edges, and I think that's necessary. And some people aren't into that. I get it. Like some of the violence, might be too real for some people, for some viewers. But overall, you can't tell this story without having that kind of violence and rawness to it. You just can't. I don't think that you can let people understand what it would have even been like. Like to watch that opening scene where James is sitting there and he's like the only person left at this battle alive. And you can just kind of feel what he's going, like, what is all this for kind of feeling. what are we even doing? What it's just at some point, I think at the end of a battle like that where everyone's dead, they're just all wiped out. You're the only one left. And you're far from home, and all you want to do is see your family. At some point, you just got to look around and go, what are we even doing this for? Is this any of this worth it? Any of it worth it? And so I understand why he wants to get the hell out of there. Just go west, man. Just get as far away from that as possible. I get it. I don't know enough about Sam Elliott's character yet. You know, we saw his wife die and his daughter die in the beginning of the show from smallpox. Clearly, he didn't do well with that and was looking at just checking out before Thomas got there and was like, you know, you going to do that or are we going? We got work to do. And then I want more information. I want more background on Thomas. He's my favorite character. That's all I'm saying. All the characters, I like Thomas. So I look forward to seeing what happens with this. And I'm going to check out Yellowstone probably because why not? But I want to watch this one first. Let me know what you think of 1883. I put a couple t-shirts together. There's some links down there to the website in the description of the video if you want to grab some 1883 inspired t-shirts. And let me know what you think about the show, where it's going. I mean, obviously, we've lost so many people in like 4 episodes. Like, no matter what obstacle there is, these people just die. So I'm curious to see if any of these immigrants make it to the end of this trail. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. And I think one of the most real quotes from this show so far is he was telling them they got to unload their stuff. They're too heavy. They can't make it across the river. And he says, he's a musician. He's a blacksmith. He's this. And he said, you ain't shit. You have no job. You are a pioneer. That is it. Until you get to where you're going, you ain't shit. And that was a pretty real part, I think, that they needed to encompass is that back in that time frame, but there's not much you can do in modern day where you can be like, I'm just gonna venture off on this adventure and we'll see where it goes and leave everything behind and be nothing. But in that time, bro, you were nothing. You were nothing. You weren't a farmer. You weren't a blacksmith. You weren't a tailor. You were just surviving and not even doing a great job by the looks of it. So all that was pretty wild. But let me know what you think of the show so far. I'm 4 episodes in. I'm not going to do them individually. I'm just going to skip to this one, and we'll talk about 5 after 5 airs this weekend. Till then, I'll see you guys on the next one.